The other day I was checking the comments on my last video when one caught my attention. I received a comment asking me how I was able to afford the S13 at a young age. I found that it was a pretty good damn question, so I answered pretty bravely, and then I got an idea. People often think that being a young car enthusiast is all fun and games. You don't got real serious responsibilities. Matter of fact, you probably still live with your parents. So yeah, it's the time to build this dance car like a dummy. It's the time to go on late night drives. It's time to go to car meets. It's time to go drifting. But the thing is, nobody talks about the struggles that you have to come across when you're that young and into cars. Especially in this generation. If you're like me, you probably grew up with Fast and Furious, Need for Speed, Forza Horizon, and mostly YouTube. For me, that's where I saw my first dance cars, my first JDM cars. It was so refreshing than seeing your typical hot rod. I don't know why, but I thought that this era of cars was so freaking cool. So cool that I wanted my own, just like them. That's where I took actions. At this point, I'm 13 years old. I'm in high school, so I got the first job I could have, which was at McDonald's. And trust me, I grinded my ass off. For a year, I wasn't spending a dime of what I earned, and I was looking for 240SX on every site I could, every single day, until I found my car. This 1990 Nissan 240SX, the most important car of the channel. And oh boy, I didn't know what I got myself into. And it's also the time where you see why it's not that easy to build a project car. And also you start to experience the pain of having the vision, but not the money. We've all been there. In my case, it took 1.5 years to make the car just run and drive, so at this point, it could only be a dream to own something like this. But you know what? I'm still very grateful for that era and those moments. Also, since we are face to face, can I ask a question? Am I the only one that gets to face the ignorant bum stereotypes from older people? Always chase you more because they think you're racing. You get laughed at bar store because they think you don't know what you talk about. If you're clever, that's just a funny stage that passes over time, but I wanted to talk about it because it happens to me a bunch. I also think that because of social media, especially TikTok and the takeover culture, it's more easy to put the blame on the younger attendants. I think that we got some pretty good examples. So for the people a little bit older, please don't put all your eggs in one basket. We work hard enough to get what we have. If you're watching this and you have between 16 and 20, you will feel me. I'm 22 right now, and that's all the struggle I've been to. And honestly, that's what the non-car people don't get. For us, it's building something that is yours. It's kind of like your own freedom. We get to express ourselves into our cars, and that's a gift. But you know, sometimes for having that freedom, you have to sacrifice a bunch of things. You earn so little for how expensive this hobby is, and how hard you have to work. But at the same time, that's also a double-edged sword. Don't forget to live a little. You build that car to drive it. Am I right? I won't talk about the parents. I know what they think. Why the fuck are you lowering your car to the point where you're scraping the driveway? My parents are pretty chill about that. Actually, my father's a mechanic. And actually, thank you for my dad for doing all of this work on my cars. Because if it wasn't for him, first of all, the VQ swap wouldn't be done. Second of all, maybe I wouldn't even have a 240 at this point. Yeah, in my case, I was pretty lucky. But I know that for some of you guys, it's not that easy. Hold on tight and keep on grinding. It's worth it. It's a pretty weird hobby to get into, and it's pretty complex to get into also, but I think that's what makes it awesome. What I'm saying about that is that it gets you out of your comfort zone, because if I didn't say it enough, when you're a young pal, 9 times out of 10 you don't have a high income job, which is just normal. You're probably in the middle of your studies or working full-time, so it kind of pushes you to do more, if you want more, of course. But I can assure you, if I wasn't that passionate, Ainscare wouldn't be alive, the brand wouldn't be alive, and the YouTube channel wouldn't be alive. It's kind of crazy to think how much a passion can change someone in a positive or a negative way. But this is what's gonna decide the journey that you're leading. And sadly, that's at this point that a lot of young car enthusiasts just give up on their dreams and sell everything they own. Yup, it's a passion that teaches you a lot of things. It teaches you a lot about patience. Look, these two pictures, it took 7 years to get to this point, and it doesn't even run right. So give yourself some time, please. Do it for the younger self that could only dream of doing what you're doing right now. For the people that know me that is watching this, it's gonna be a little bit ironic, but don't be too hard on yourself. I have a lot of difficulties with that, but I'm working on it, okay? So, between the empty wallet, the older people judging you, the friends and family that doesn't understand what you're doing, the sacrifices you make in order to keep up, the deceptions, the broken parts, cars are the only thing in this world that keeps lighting the sparks in my eyes. So, for that only, it's already worth it, and one day you get in your car that you built through blood, sweat and tears. You turn the ignition, it's running great. You put it in gear and suddenly you feel the freedom that you crave so much. And that is what it's like to be a car enthusiast. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I probably missed a lot of points in this video, so if you want to add up some more, go ahead in the comments. I'm reading them all and I'm answering them all, so go ahead, I want to hear your point. Consider subscribing if it's not already done. On that, it was Derek. Take care.